Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I'm here today with a brand new video for Junk Journal July. This is for day 7, which is paint. And today also happens to be a Monday, so that means there is a brand new set of printables for this week's prompts. So I'll go through those in a minute. If you're new and you would like to receive the printables, you just have to click the link in the description below and sign up, and I will email you the current pack of freebies that have been released, as well as you'll get the rest of them in your email over the next couple of weeks as we do this project. Okay, so I would also very much appreciate it if you guys would like this video. It helps extend its reach so that more people can join in on our community and on our fun projects, because we don't just do Journal July, we do projects all year long. So, and we have lots of fun stuff coming up in the next couple of months. I cannot wait to do August's freebie with you guys. We're going to have a good time. So, anyway, let's move on to the actual printables. So there's some fun printables this week because there's a lot of fun prompts this week in terms of colors. So like this is a little bit outside my normal color range. I have done a few kits in, kind of this rainbow palette, but because paint's on there, I did a bunch of paint related stuff here. And then there's also wax. So I did crayons and wax seals. I mean, obviously wax can be interpreted in a million different ways, right? But I just thought it'd be fun, since we have paint on here, to continue the kind of theme through, artistic theme through into crayons. So, and I think they might be an underutilized wax prompt as well. I also have a couple of drops of water on here for waterfall, but please feel free. I mean, obviously any of these can be used for any of the days. So, okay, so there's artist trading cards, and I just gave you like a bunch of illustrations here. Some of these have nothing to do with anything, like this funky like castle one, but like I wanted to put some imaginative images in here, as well as prompt specific images. So there's this hot air balloon one, there's this one here which is pretty cool, and this is stained glass window, just some flowers in the rain, stuff like that. Just things that are pretty to look at, that kind of feed your creativity, okay, and then I have a couple of these larger illustrations here. These ones, I have a couple of ideas for the prompt hidden that I thought it would be useful to have some big images for. So I think you guys can probably get where I'm going with it, but I think it would be fun, especially to open these doors and find this beautiful library behind them. Or maybe you find this bookshelf behind it, and maybe you've written your favorite book titles on here. It's up to you, but I thought I'd make some flexible options for creating like doors and flaps and stuff. And this would be pretty easy to slice right down the middle and turn into, a little door situation for hidden. So there's, like I said, there's some other possibilities in here too, but, more journal cards, more, hopefully, inspiration for your brain here. There's a waterfall day, so I did waterfall with water images on it, just to be extra. So if you don't like these images, you could easily replace them with something that you do like. So I didn't just use this for a template, or if you're just wanting to use pattern paper, okay, so then I also have, oops, this one's slightly out of order. Okay, so more journal cards for you guys, more rain, some large tags. I did, more books. I really am into the books, obviously, but I just feel like the books can be very flexible for almost any prompt. I did some window panes here for transparent. Yeah, okay, so, and also staircase for hidden, because hidden staircase. I read a lot of Nancy Drew as a kid, so that's always where my brain goes when I hear hidden. Okay, so that's those ones there. Okay, and now we have papers. I have a large waterfall paper here, just because it's beautiful. I have, this is a paint splatter one here, and then a watercolor paint one here, which I'm definitely using this one today. Paint drips. Obviously this one was too, like, it was just asking to be used for, you know, paint. I thought this also could be used in an interesting way. It is a window, so transparent, right, for the window panes. It also could easily be made into a trifold folio because it splits here, you know, 1, 2, 3. So, you know, I thought there's some possibilities in this particular image. So, you know, we can talk about that as we go forward, but I just, you want to reflect a little bit as I'm going through the papers with you, just to have, you know, some ideas start to like brew in your head, right? Okay, this is an abstract water one, which would be a great one to put either, if you don't like the flaps that I did, this would be a great one for the flaps, or to print on the back of the flaps. So you could use this either on the front or the back of these flaps, just depending on, you know, your personal preference. Okay, this one's for lace. And so this has potential as a paper, as something you could cut out, as something you could cut up and make tags and stuff out of for that day. So, you know, just it's hard to really do paper and lace. So, but I think this is a good place to start. Okay, so this is for map. And this is, what I did is I collaged a bunch of different maps together, and I used different kinds of maps as well. I have a map of Central Park, I have a map of a garden here, a map of a museum, and then just some traditional maps here. So we're gonna, this also really good to cut up to smaller pieces of ephemera, just use it like a masterboard, you know? And then here's these are the window panes that I have for transparent. It might be fun to like cut some of these out and maybe replace them with acetate or something like that. And this also divides in the middle, so you could fold it in half as well. So there's some potential here too. So we have a lot of like fun prompts this week that we can really make use of the papers and such to really bring them, you know, out in our journals. Okay, so that is the paper pack. Now, that brings us to today. So the first thing that I'm going to start with today is that one paper that I pointed out, this one here. And I'm like, I have a lot of ideas, so I've cut them down a little bit because I wanted them to be manageable within the video. So I think the first thing that we're going to start with is we are going to use some stencils on here with some paint to make just like a one-step masterboard. Like one step. We're not doing like, you know, like a 3-layer, let's dry it in between. We're just going to do something relatively simple that you can just do quickly and you can add it into your journal, okay? Because the kind of journal that we're making right now is kind of a little bit more experimental. So I thought that it would be fun to make a really easy masterboard. Not get too complicated, not get in the weeds, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, so for that, I have a bunch of stencils on my desk. Not exactly sure what I'm going to use. I have a couple of these stencils that look like this. And these are from, I hope that they're coming through okay on there. I don't know if I need a darker color. These are in this type of pack by Tim Holtz, where you get like, it's like a smaller version of some of his stamps that are in the red rubber. But what you get is you get these combo stencils, which honestly, if he just sold these alone, I would buy them in a heartbeat because they are great. It gives you just kind of like the ability to do a little bit, like the way that they're set up, like the way that they're designed is they fade into one another. So you could easily put this on the page and, you know, use this part of the stencil and get a pretty cool effect on your paper. So, you know, and I also have, you know, I have some of the regular stencils too here, just in case. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet. I know for sure, like, I have this one here. I have two from Stamperia as well. This one here, which is, I feel is very me. And then I have this one here as well. I'm not sure what the names of these are. I just got this black packaging. I'll have to look and see what they are. One of them, this one I think is the antiques one because it says antiques on it. But like, I really dig this butterfly situation, so I think I might do butterflies like right down here. And then we'll just go across the page from there and just grab whatever stencils that, you know, kind of feel like they're the right ones. Okay, I'm going to put my journal to the side here. I don't need it at the moment. And okay, so we're just going to start with this here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this paint here, which is the Apple Barrel Antique White, which I told you was 3 of them for $1.79 on Amazon, which I cannot believe. So I love the color. It's the color that I love. It's like a little bit, I already put some in this cup a little bit to start. It's just got a touch of, it might be yellow. I don't know what that color is, but it's just like a creamy white, and it's just perfect for, you know, what I want to do, the color that I almost always want, right? I really like to stencil in white or like light colors. Like you'll see when you see the paint colors that I have, they're all like really light colors. I'm not like a huge like user of the darker colors. But that doesn't mean, you know, I won't be someday. I really like the way this looks. I also think that like the paper that I'm using generally is going to be more like suitable for these lighter colors, because you know I love the dark colors on the paper. I got my little butterflies. I'm just gonna get a wipe so I could wipe this off. And then I can just put it to the side here. Or actually, maybe I'll use a little bit more of it. This one's got like quite the... It's got quite a wide variety of stuff on it. This white is not the chalk paint, but I think it's still drying pretty well. I hope you guys can see on there. I like this plant right here. And it doesn't, when you're doing it like this and you know you're going to be cutting it up, you can't, you know, you don't have to feel stressed about it looking like a certain way, because you're going to cut it into tags. So it should be fine. You know, it's not going to be like anybody's ever going to see it in one piece. So just, you know, I would just go as the spirit moves you. Should do a little more of that. Maybe I'll go all the way out with this. And if you wanted to, too, you could use like 2 different colors of paint on the, you know, on the one masterboard or the one piece of paper. I also think like this is a good way to use up like prints that, like if you printed something and then you didn't use it, or, you know, or you have like offcuts, you know, you could also put those on there. Just to kind of, you know, you could put the stencil on there and put the white paint on there, or whatever color paint you're using. And then, let's see what we want here. Okay, hands down, this is probably one of my favorite stencils in the world. Here, I love this. This combo here is excellent. I don't want to get my, let's see here. I'm going to put this down. Okay, just a quick dry on those because I want to make sure that I don't mess this up right here. Let me go on here with this one. I was thinking of grabbing myself. Actually, I don't want to do that. I'm always afraid if I put washi tape on there, it'll come up, you know, like it'll pull the paper up. I know I have some light tack washi tape, but I just don't trust it. I'm going to use this so it blends right into this here. Then I'm going to blend this stencil right down into that one. So what I'm aiming for on this is to get like some good coverage on this paper. What should I do right there? I'm going to leave it blank right there. So it just looks a little bit, you know, like slightly off, I guess, because it's going to be cut. It's going to be a big deal. All right, and I need, let's see, what else should I put on here? I could put on some letters. I have some polka dots. You can do those for sure. I think these would look good right here. Just gonna move them slightly over towards the leaves so I get like some combo coverage. I don't want those flowers, so I'm going to try to avoid those. If you want to, you can also put like a little piece of paper underneath so that you don't go over into an area that you don't want to stencil on. And then once I'm done with all of this, I'm going to cut it up and make it into ephemera for my little folio, even though there's not too much rainbow in that, but I think this should be fine once we cut it up. Okay, let's see, what else are we gonna do here? All right, I'm gonna go honeycomb right here. Oops, looks like we need more paint. Oh my god, now I'm worried I was working way too low on for the camera. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do the honeycomb here. I went a little too heavy on the paint down there. Okay, so I have a little side mission here. What I want to do is paint this because I do not like how this came out and it doesn't look good on any of the tags. So what I thought I would do is take some of this here, which is this stuff I used yesterday, which someone in the comments asked me, you know, like what color this paint was. So I looked it up because it says vintage on here and I'm like, is this color really vintage? Well, that is the name of the color. And it's they still have it. And it's on, like, I went to their website, the Americana Decor, and it's like half price. So it's a pretty, like, you know, so I just went ahead and bought a couple containers of it because I was like, you know, then I can just use it and not have to feel like, oh, I have to be like, you know, like something, I get to feel like you have to conserve it. Like, so I'm pretty excited about that turn of events. I'm just going to paint this guy really quick, and then we'll be on to the next thing, which I might have to check my list, because I made a list because I wanted to make sure I stayed on top of it tonight so that I could get as much, like, I could pack as much in as I would, as I possibly could. Okay, because one of the other things that I would like to do is there is a, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna put that up here to try. Put that here, put this here. Okay, so I have a page in my journal that the next one after the little folio thing here is this here. And, okay, let's hope this isn't gonna be a disaster because I didn't have, like, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go for it on this. I'm not gonna worry about you know, testing it out first, which, you know, it can go one of two ways. So what I thought I'd do is I would stencil on this a little bit just to, like, kind of decorate this page, because what I think I'm gonna do, what I don't think I'm gonna do is use this for anything, because I want to kind of, you know, give my journal some space. So when I go to the next page. So let's see what I want to put on there. A ruler would be fun. I could go through this the right way. Let's see. This one is THS 034. I'm not sure what this one's called, because I don't think it's doily. It could be, but I don't think it is, because I think doily's a little bit more intense. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with this one on here and see what happens. Worst case scenario is I'll have to cook something up to cover it up. And this would not be the first time that this has happened to me, so... Okay, where did I put my scrap paper? Put that under there. Okay, that is going to be rough. I'm going to use a plain piece of paper because I don't think I can take that pattern. Oops. Oh, I already got something on this that's, well, at least I know that the paint sticks to it. All right. Let's go with like some of... All right, I'm going to go with the antique white again. Okay, so let me let that dry really quick. And while that dries, I'm going to go down here. Okay, so here, if you had questions about stenciling on glassine, I think it's not great in terms of like the detail pieces, but it's getting the general like gist of it. Oops. What I do think this is going to be great for is like putting, like, this will be layer 1 and then we'll put something else on top of it, and I think it will look really good. It just doesn't like the little tiny parts. It's not picking it up very well. Okay, so I think I like that for that. Unless I should put... Okay, wait. I just got paint on here. This is definitely a lesson for if you wanted to do this first, then bind your pages. Like, for me personally, like, I'm always going to end up in a situation like this because, you know, I just don't always know what's going to feel right in the moment. But, you know, if you're a planner, that would probably be a great bonus for you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave that like that for right now. Let it dry for a minute. Hopefully it won't wrinkle too much. Okay, and then let's cut up our other one. I need to clip that page so that it doesn't open onto here. Okay, so I gotta let that dry there for a second. Okay, so let's take this page here. I'm gonna put this with my stencils to wash. And then, okay, so I have this one here. It has a nice, like, it actually has a pretty nice, like, matte finish on it. So that's really good. Okay, so for this journal, my tags seem to be on the more narrow side. So let's see, I'm gonna go, let me see what 2.5 looks like here. Well, that looks pretty good, actually. All right, let's try a 2.5. And let's do a 2. I'm gonna do 2 2s. And I might leave this like this. Just so I have some flexibility, because basically I know that, oops, I can punch with my little handy tag maker here. Like, I know I can punch a 1.5, 2.5, or 2. I don't love 1.5, so and I'm just going to cut this in half in the middle, I think. Or you could do it like this, because I didn't print anything on the back of this, so this actually, I think I'm just going to glue this together. What a happy accident. And then we can decorate that too. Okay, so I'm going to go in here again. I am in love with this thing right now. It is making my life a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to do this in half again, but this time I'm going to cut it so that I can do the top here. All right, so I need to decide what I want to do here. This is going to be the bigger one. I think I'm going to select the have this one be a little bit of a longer one. Okay, so now I have my tags. So these two, let's go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and glue these together, and then I'll set an eyelet in them to kind of really cement the whole relationship here. I hope you guys can see this because I painted it in such a light color, but those flowers are so pretty. Okay. So I have that, and I just need to grab some of the eyelets here, and then and I'll ink around those edges to finish that guy off. Okay, so I'm going to ink around the edges here of this guy. My little inker here is about to give up the ghost. Now we have a cute little tag. And let's keep going. Okay, so I needed Alright, I would like to, I need to do something on the back of these ones that, because I didn't double side my prints. So I could paint on them, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to go ahead and back them. Oh wait, where's the one I wanted? I probably should have backed them before I punched them, but, you know. This is real life, so that's what's happening here right now. So I'll just have to put a hole in it. Or I suppose I could reline it up and repunch it. And then if you want, you could stamp on these, or you could washi tape, or you could just leave them just like they are. Or like this one here would be so cute if I had a, I need to go, I know I have a ton of butterfly stickers. I should go find them and make sure I have them on my desk so they get used. And we got another one of these guys all done. I don't usually put eyelets in my tags, but because these punch the holes for you already, like I don't really have a choice. I frequently do not put holes in my tags. I love like file tag tops, you know, stuff like that, or making like a little collage-y thing, so. But, you know, this is like, it's fun to do something different. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I had the tall one. What did I do with that guy here? Okay, let's go ahead and put an eyelet in that one too, just for the fun of it. I'm going to put something on the back of it first, though. I do have this like kind of stack of scraps situation going on over here. Just to see what I can put on the back. Oh, I did want to turn this into a tag because I love this piece of paper. And oh, I have this big long one too. Oh, I'll show you what I'm going to do with that one in a second. Oh yeah, and this one too. I made this little one earlier. Basically, I just punched it long and then folded it up. And bonus, because this paper is, I printed it the same paper on both sides, so it kind of like looks like it, you know, is the same paper basically. I'm gonna go this side, and then I'll glue this down. What I'll do is I'll set these all aside, and then I'll just punch the eyelets out really quick, all of them at once, so that it doesn't like take up too much time. And we got that going. The other thing I thought it'd be really cool to do is just do like a bunch of like the painted stencils on top of like the graph paper or the lined paper, just to, you know, get a different look. The stenciling also looks really good on brown paper. Okay, so wait, what was I doing? Okay, yeah. See, this is what happens sometimes is I kind of get off track here. Okay, so I'm going to put, I have this left over from a page that I ripped for, I think, a pocket in this journal. Is there any configuration that's going to work here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Everything just about almost makes it. Okay, a little bit of an experiment here. I can't wait to see if this works for the lace here. It should be interesting to see if the glue stick works on the actual lace. I mean, it could go either way. If it doesn't work, I'll just re-glue it with something else. I had ordered some Fabri-Tac, but it's taking like a month to get here. I guess it's like flammable or explosive or something, but like it's taking forever to get here. So someday I will have some. And hopefully I don't explode it. I might need to go here with this one, because that's going to drive me crazy. That won't go down. Okay. All right. So where are we here? I did get a little bit off track here. Yeah, because that's the back of the tag. So you have to, like, I forget what I'm doing sometimes and I just get into it. And yeah, I just collaged the back of a tag. So there you go. You guys are probably like, what is she doing? Okay. But, you know, it should look good both ways, right? Okay, so I've got those ones there. And then for this one here, I'm also going to do the whole, I'm going to do the same deal with the tag. Where's, so I fold this one up. Okay, so let's take a quick look-see here and see if, how, yeah, oh, I don't want it much shorter than this one. Okay, so I'm going to fold this one up. This is another, this is like, I had cut a whole lot of strips for the hidden paper clips. I don't know what, I was very ambitious, and I didn't use them even like close to all of them, but they're coming super handy for tags. Okay, so now I'm going to cut off part of this here. And then we'll just do a little tiny tuck spot here at the bottom. This is going to take two. And then I'll just go over this one. And then I think we'll take some of our painted ephemera here and start putting it in the journal. let's glue this guy, and then I will put the eyelets in real quick here, and we can finish up the folio from yesterday with our painted ephemera from today. Okay. All right, move that over. Put this down here. I'm going to borrow these clips for just a second. Okay. And then, okay, so eyelets. Okay, so I have all these tags here. I'm gonna put them in, and let's hope they fit. Okay, so let's see. I think I might have too many. But we'll see here how it goes. Go there. Let's see here. This is just... Oh, fly is gonna be upside down. Oh, that is truly, truly a bummer. Let me see if I can get another one. They're all gonna be like that. Oh, that's a bummer. I have one here that says wings. That might like stick out a little bit more. It's not as great as fly, huh? Okay, well, I'm gonna just let that one go for right now. And then, okay, so over here we have this little tag that's in here, which is the little book tag, which we can put one of these guys in. I didn't put a little ribbon on this one for some reason. I'll have to get one for him. I mean, oh, you know what? I just put a piece of this away. I was thinking about putting a pocket down here. So that I could stick something like little like this guy or something in there. Oh, I always get new ideas at the end. Wonder if this color would work. I feel like I have to do something to the edge. I don't like to leave it plain. This isn't my favorite one because it has the for pockets. For edges, I love it, but for pockets, the only problem is these pointy things get caught on everything. But I don't think this is going to be seeing a ton of traffic, so. All right, let's just, oops. I almost knocked over the flashcards. Hopefully that pocket, or that tag's going to fit in here. Just so it can have a little bit of extra decoration. I also have my tall tag. I hate to stick this under here because I like it so much. I might add it on here in the front. If I put this 15 here as a tuck spot, it's been waiting for a job. It's been sitting on my desk. I stamped it the other night to, you know, just to see how it would look on the paper with this ink. Oh, should I use this one? It's a hard call. Okay, so I made more than I needed. So guess what? I have more for later. I'm going to clip that one on there just because, I don't know, I like this one. So I'm just going to clip it on there for right now, and we'll have it if we want to grab it and put it somewhere else. I can totally do that. Look at that. The only thing that's missing is something up there for that. I could put this so it goes up a little bit. Take this one apart. Hey, just a minute, okay? I'm almost done. Okay. What do you guys think of that, huh? Should I clip it on? I'm not sure if I should clip this on or glue this on. I like how the little bit of the lace sticks up a little. And, okay, I just need a little bit of washi tape. Where might I find? I was looking for my Tim Holtz tape. I think I put it over there. I think I might try some of this. I just want a little bit on here. Just a little bit of words. And then I will call it a night for this video. Pickle is getting a little unhappy, so it gets kind of hot in the craft room when I'm filming because I have to turn everything off so that there's not an annoying like air conditioner or like fan noise. There we go. And a little bit of text there. My butterfly. I didn't use any of the fussy cuts from today's pack, but I'm sure I'll find places to put those as we move through the week. Okay, there we go with that. My flowers are a little janky there. This is pretty good. The only truly bummer is I did not take these tags out of here to decorate them. Okay, so since I messed up, I'm going to really quickly just add a couple things to these tags so that I can feel good about putting this one to bed. I found these little words in my drawer, which was fortuitous because it's kind of exactly what I needed. They were from, I believe it was 3 Wishes. These were the ones I had left over from that project. So I just yanked them out of my drawer to kind of, I haven't had time to do some word ephemera for this pack yet, but I'll get it done. Like, I figure we have a couple of weeks, so. Okay, so I really quickly made a couple of tags, so I'm going to show this to you in just a sec here. We have our little stenciled tag here. It has a little double-sided decoration. I made this into a little tuck spot. Then we have a cluster up here. And then we have our another one of our tags, stencil tags. And here is our little folio, our little tag book, sorry, with the stencil tag in that. Another stencil tag here with a little music and the daisy in it. And then on this side we have Beloved. This little pocket tag has wings in it. And this one has a little flashcard on it. So that's that. And then I have this that I painted as well, which I am going to probably collage on. I'm not sure what day I'll do that, but one of these days we'll be doing that. So that's it for folio and paint. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will be back tomorrow with our next prompt, which is going to be hidden. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.